Goes short to centre wing and finds Beveridge. In he comes to half forward. Sierakowski at the back.
Well, this is where they're dangerous. It's Everett and King in the goal square.
Oh, Sierra to try and Eddies goes back again to Sierakowski. A little too far for Everett on this occasion. Oh, but the mark is still back to Peter Everett. Everett snaps for St Kilda, and he's given them the dream start.
What was I have?
Well, I've got a couple of key players back too, which I'm sure Gary Ayres will be hoping will help this afternoon. Here's Sierakowski, 65 metres out. Going in towards full forward. Stoneham is at the back, trying to spoil, but not effective. Their leading goal kicker last year. He did the job for them then. Been leaner pickings this year for Heatley. But the red, white and black goes up and he's got it. Back to Sanderson. Kicks along towards centre wing. Mench will be the flyer in front. He's got a player coming over the top in Wakeland. Waiting down is Thompson. Thompson looks towards Stuart Lowe. Stuart Lowe will be free kicked. And he'll have a shot. 45 metres out. But you'd think, Dougie, plenty more football left in this man yet.
Certainly, Sandy.
40 metres out. He loves it. And he's got it.
Heatley's off the ground too, Wills. He's not up in the forward line for the St Kilda side.
In fact, he is. I was going to ask Dipper, because I noticed he was down there with Cat Colling a moment ago. Is there anything wrong with Heatley to have him slide?
He's just come out of the rooms, Sandy, as we call this goal here.
Well, try and he's on the left. You don't mind. Welcome back to the side, son.
Kicks over centre wing. Mench and Everett and Barnes all in the pack. Harvey lurking. Look at him.
You're kidding. You are kidding.
Possession number 17. Incredible. Brown started the day on the bench. Kicks down towards the forward line. And Heatley's going to get another chance. And this to probably give St Kilda the biggest lead in the match today. It's a lovely kick. Lovely kick. Tries a swat with the left hand. McGrath runs into trouble. Hargraves almost loses his jumper. Back to McGrath again. The pressure is fierce. King tries to swipe it clear. Beveridge looks for the free kick.
And I think Luke Beveridge really did play that well, Sandy. I think Luke actually felt the arm to his left.
Beveridge has just joined the 100 goal club. And that is number 101. There. Winmar having a little bit of treatment. We'll check with Dibber to make sure that he is okay, that there isn't a problem. There's an opportunity now for Thompson and St Kilda. Everett's down at half forward and he's got it. No one in the square. He can let one go here. To kick goals up forward at the other end of the ground. This is Everett. 55 metres out. He leans back on a beauty. And Ronnie Burns too coming off Dibber for the Cats, and Sean Simpson coming on. So the change is coming thick and fast. Traianides has it in the middle, gives it away towards Healy. With that left foot, he straightens up and looks towards Everett at half forward, and he doesn't let him down. I think St Kilda just sense that Geelong have thrown everything at them, and they're withstanding it at the moment. But strong, courageous.
Wonderful players out there today.
Oh, they're both champions.
And rewarded with the State of Origin captaincy. So well deserved, and he's put that straight through the middle. Catches, he says. So, final quarter here, full house at Kardinia Park. Perfect day. And a very good contest. The biggest margin's probably been 20 points as Hocking rips it out of the middle. Down towards half forward. Colbert could have copped a shove. It matters not. Pepsi Snell for goal. Snell! Into the woodwork. And by gee, they've hit some timber today at both ends of the ground. Snell has 4 behinds to his name. He wouldn't be happy with that.
And just the Geelong forward line set up, there were 4 forwards in the 10-metre square, so 4 St Kilda defenders and no one in between. Hocking's break was always going to give them a chance.
Peckett straight down the middle. He wants Everett. He came off his back to Kilpatrick, who finds Mansfield. This has got to be good, and it is. Well, if Ronnie gives them the start, the Cats could really throw a spanner in the works here for one of the league leaders.
Good vision by Mansfield too to find Ronnie Burns there. Certainly could have gone long into the goal square, but decided to go short over to Burns.
Kicked 29 so far this season, and he has not added to that. Well, they have certainly wasted opportunities in front of goal.
When you go through the individual goal scoring, you have Jason Snell 1 goal, 4, Ronnie Burns 2 behinds, Matthew Mansfield 2 behinds, Hocking 1-2, and Darren Milburn 3 behinds. The opportunities really have been there for the Cats. Zilla in defence.
I think young Snell there, Wills, wanted to go on his right foot. Then he decided he was sort of forced him to go on his left foot.
St Kilda really a little bit of heart and mouth stuff there, but they're able to get it on out towards Wakeland. Brings it back in towards his brother, twin brother, Shane. So that helps me saying that Darryl actually kicked it to Shane. Then Zilla on the burst from behind towards half full. Barnes drops the head, drops the mark. Keep the head up and you'll mark the ball, John. McGrath in all sorts of trouble there. And Stewie Lowe doing the tackling there with Nathan Burke, the 2 captains of the St Kilda side, wrapping up Tim McGrath.
Terry, it's a testing time for St Kilda here. Obviously, everything going against them. 2 players reported. We'll just see how good they are to go into the next 6 or 7 rounds.
There's no doubt that this is the most important game for Geelong. They've got to win at home. Harvey bursting through, one-on-one, the 224s. Hamish Simpson does enough to be able to force it through just from the behind. So in the 6 previous games at Kardinia Park this year, Geelong have only won 3, lost 3. And this used to be a real cornerstone of their runs towards the finals, winning everything at home. This is most important for them. Here goes Riccardi.
Coming out on his left foot, maybe. Good persistence, though, by Heatley. Everett comes in to assist. That was well done by Heatley.
Just got to really know your opposition players, left-footers, right-footers, and more often than not, the left-footers will keep going there. And so great work from Heatley, just to hem him in against the line.
Sierakowski, Everett does the roving.
Free kick for high contact in the ruck contest, and Peter Everett not happy about it at all. I must admit I didn't see what the infringement was paid for.
Back to Sierakowski then. Kicks long, out of the shadow of the stand, into the sunshine. Heatley at the back, goals for the Saints. That will hurt Geelong. Heatley gets his 4th. The Saints again, a little bit of breathing space with Nicky Winmar, who's apparently got some sort of arm problem. It's strapped, but he's about to come back out onto the ground.
Yeah, good play there by Jason Heatley. That was very, very intelligent football by staying down. 4 or 5 guys went up for the mark. Heatley took the option to stay behind and was very, very good.
4 goals to Heatley. We're back to an 11-point ball game. It's been catch-up footy for most of the day for Sean Simpson and the Cats. That one goes straight up in the air. Everett slaps it down towards Brown, pushes it wide towards Jones. Hocking intercepts, heads towards the line with Sanderson. Hocking does well, keeps it in play, finds Hall, pops it over the top once again. Scholl, a little pirouette, then back towards centre wing. It could have been a raffle by the brothers. This is Wakeland to Burke. To half forward, strong mark taken by Stewie Lowe. Putting the report out of his mind. He just chips away short and finds Tony Brown.
I'll tell you what, if St Kilda kick this next goal, I'll be prepared to say this game could be nearly all over. Geelong must kick the next goal in this last quarter.
Tony Brown has kicked 5 goals so far this season. Directly in front. Hasn't had a major influence on this game today, but kicking from 48 metres. Sensational kick for goal. Dougie, they're in trouble.
Yeah, certainly are, Sandy. That was a good kick by Tony Brown. Has spent a fair bit of time on the interchange, of course, but has come on and been a pretty busy player up in that midfield to back up the likes of Robert Harvey and Nathan Burke. So as I said, Sandy, I think this could be just about it for the Cats, even though it's still only the 5-minute mark of this last quarter, but that was a very important goal for the St Kilda side.
So after a seesawing first quarter where the lead changed 4 times, Geelong led by 1 point at quarter time. And since quarter time, when Geelong led by 1 point, St Kilda have taken the lead and held on to it, even though Geelong keep coming back at them. Stretched it out to 20 early in the third. Now it's 17 points early in the last quarter. Burke, Harvey, many possessions for Harvey, and that's quality use of the ball to try and eat his. A second quarter goal to Jason Trianides. Tosses it up towards the square. Big pack of players. Has a go off the ground. Thompson. Victoria last week gives it to Everett, who with Victoria kicked 7 last week. Picked up another one here for the Saints.
Well, the Saints have thrown out the challenge now. Catch us if you can, says Spider Everett. And the red, white and black out of the middle. Important that Simpson finds someone. Well, he struggled to. It may come back to Sean Simpson. It does. Still on centre wing. Harvey can't affect the spoil. Gets it up towards the 50. Waiting down Wakeland. Caught by Bizzle. The ball is locked into the chest of Darryl Wakeland. And we'll have a bounce.
I think the Cats need a lift from Lee Colbert. Had a fairly good first half, but so far in the second half he's been fairly quiet. He must lift his game.
It's interesting to look at stats sometimes as Snell snaps high to the left, close to the line and taken over. You look at someone like Robert Harvey, who started like there was no tomorrow, has 28 possessions to his name coming into this final quarter, but I think in the first term probably racked up
12 or 14,
at least 12. Yeah. So he has quietened just a little, but speak of the devil, there he is. Harvey spirals a punt kick in towards Sierakowski. 1, 2 grabs. Tries to poke it further afield, but only finds Mansfield. Not a good hand pass, but he may get out of it. McGrath, Scholl. Wider he comes for the Cats and finds Raleigh. Raleigh's between half-back flank and centre wing. Tucks it under his arm. Is taking on Luke Beveridge. And away he goes. Continued pressure forces him to kick wide. And it's taken over the line by Bizzle, or is he going to be paid the
Mark paid Sandy.
Going to pay it. Fine attempt by the young man. He's had a pretty good game. 16 possessions, up to half forward. Sanderson cut in from the side, couldn't take the mark. Snell's hand pass goes to Peckett, and Peckett will clear for St Kilda.
Does so to the outer side where he finds Everett. Mensch there a little too late. Does well enough to hold him up. The big man wanting to move it on, gives it back towards Peckett. Good play. Now they're coming down through the centre. No, just pushed a little bit sideways. Now the kick is forced wider. So enough work there from Kilpatrick just to upset St Kilda's flow. Now they're messing around half forward. Hocking wanted to claim the mark, but the umpire said play on. It wasn't far enough for Kilpatrick marks.
Courageous mark too, Wills. He was caught under that one.
So Geelong trailing by 6 points at three-quarter time. Haven't come back from trailing at three-quarter time at all yet this year. 8 times they've been behind and haven't come back. In fact, Geelong, the last time they come back to win from down at three-quarter time was round 4 last year. They need to be able to pull something miraculous out of this one.
The hoop there for Stewie Lowe.
Nothing wrong with that, Dougie.
He kicks it wide. Half forward, the umpires. Did the game stop? There's 50-metre penalty.
50-metre penalty being paid.
So Tim McGrath being taken back on the mark. And Stewie Lowe, the 50 metres closer to goal.
No fault of Tim McGrath today, Wills. He's been a very good player in the back line for the Cats.
Very busy. 14 kicks, 6 handballs. But here's Stewie Lowe. He's kicked 497 goals in his 250 games of league football.
Pretty quiet game for Stewie Lowe of his standards. Of course, 7 and 7, and only a couple of marks on a goal.
A few plays like that secured today.
Yeah, just not able to take hold of things. So here's Lowe, very deliberately, after he hit the woodwork, right on the halftime siren, he's kicked a goal.
2 goals to Stuart Lowe, 2 of the 13. 13-8 plays 7-15. Hocking out of the middle. Someone has got to spire up the Cats. Maybe it'll be Buddha. He bounces his way towards the 50. He's 48 metres out. He chips it into the forward line. The kick is good to Colbert. And Lee Colbert will have a shot 25 metres out.
You know, the Buddha
shouldn't worry him. Dipper.
Sorry, Sandy. You know, when Gary Hocking moves into goals, he's always going to pass the ball off. And obviously, a terrific pass here to Lee Colbert.
And as well, too, Sandy, Nicky Winmar's certainly been down, as we all know that. I mean, he's only had the 1 kick, so with him and Lowe sort of not playing to their standard, it's going to be a good win for the Saints.
Peter Everett is known as Spider. Down this way, this man is known as Spider. And he brings that back beautifully for a much-needed goal.
So Geelong get their first goal of the last quarter. But prior to that, St Kilda have put on 4. Very desperate, the Cats. They can't take anything from this one, though. As umpire Scott McLaren awards the free kick to St Kilda to Luke Beveridge. One of the hard workers in around the half-forward line. Not a renowned goal kicker, Luke Beveridge. 2's about the max from him, but he works hard in the contest. Low flies, low goes early. Mensch a better judgment. McGrath, left foot to Milburn's. Good kick. Looks towards half-forward. He's the only option. It's Snell flying, Hall pushing back, Beveridge roving, Burns, an accidental smother, works for him, keeps it in.
Out.
No, umpire, I reckon we were on the right line, and I reckon Ronnie wins.
He put the ball into his left hand, Wheels, and I think that's where he lost it, because the ball's in his left hand, remember, and I think that's where it just drifted over the boundary line.
So the line goes vertically up, John.
Yep.
Straight up like the iron curtain.
I was behind that. That was...
He's a bit stiff, I reckon.
Who by? Dipper? Burnsy or the umpire?
By the umpire.
Yeah, you're a Brownlow medalist, that's why. Peckett
Stop buying
from
him
half
those ice
back
creams.
towards the wing. Mensch just runs in at the ball, slaps it down to ground level, wanting to keep it alive because they have to keep working at the Cats. They're going to pick up a score. Winmar trying to get through, gets a kick. Statistician marks it down because he worked hard enough. Simpson kicks towards centre half forward.
And a fine mark taken by Snell. Plays on quickly to Hocking. He's 51 out. This time he goes for home. It's a long bomb into full forward. Colbert was there. 2 against 1. And it's going to be brought away with ease by Aussie Jones. He's starting a run from fullback. Comes across the ground and finds Harvey. Plays on to Everett, running the outer flank. A worm burner. Not a good kick on this occasion. And it's marked by Sanderson. He's on centre wing. Geelong have got to get a wriggle on. They've got 10 minutes. And they've got Derek Hall in the middle. Most of the players in one half of the ground. So they're not going anywhere really quickly at the moment. Kilpatrick, a high floater towards Bizzle. Waitland comes over the top. The spoil is good. Sean Simpson gives it to Mansfield. Mansfield shrugs the tackle. This time it's longer. It's high. In towards full forward. Plenty of flyers. A big pack. Derek Hall waits down to do the roving work. He gets crunched. And St Kilda are able to come away back towards the half-back flank. And out of trouble for the moment. Towards the middle. Tony Brown. 63 plays 86. The Cats want one very, very quickly. Burke got a call out wide. The runners are there, but is the bounce okay for Oz? Nicky Winmar is there to help him. Winmar a quiet all day. Has a bounce though and gets a kick inside 50. Down towards Stuart Lowe and co. Thompson is there also. Taken off the ball. McGrath defends with a hand pass. That's okay. They come wide towards Hall and he marks on centre wing.
Derek Hall wanting to keep the ball moving, uses Milburn behind him, kicks on up, Snell charging towards the ball, gets in front of Burke and marks. Cats need to move it. Don't hold it up, Jason. Go long now. Does do that. Spinks pushing, shoving. It's Colbert. Pushes from in front, down to Mansfield. Steadies over the ball, wants to get onto the left foot. Forward handball hit. Kilpatrick will put it out of the ground.
$26,879 fans locked in here at Kardinia Park, and they're seeing the home side come back. 69 plays 86, 17 points the margin. Still time enough. They want another one smartly out of the centre. Sierakowski prepares himself. So too does Barnsey. One by the latter. Traianides' kick is smothered, and well smothered too. Simpson gives it away to Riccardi onto Hocking. Suddenly the Cats look dangerous again towards Snell. Well, he's moving like greased lightning now. That's what they've got to do. He's kicking from 55. It's a centering kick. Needs someone there to take a mark, preferably in the blue and white. And no fist, no spoil, and Sierakowski will defend.
Yes, and maybe Johnny Barnes on that occasion probably should have punched. He was certainly caught far behind.
Doug, don't maybe. He should have.
Well, he should have punched him.
Play goes on, boys. This is Winmar towards Heatley. Kilpatrick intercepts, tries to keep it in play. Wanted Sanderson, but he was outnumbered. Stewie Lowe has Aussie Jones. Jones inboard to Brown. Danger lurking here. Harvey's on the end of it. Robert Harvey caught, but gets the kick. A floating punt into the woodwork. And one behind again is the result for St Kilda.
22 kicks, 10 handballs to Robert Harvey. Another day at 30s. The #1 disposal winner in the AFL. Average is 30, so he's right there with it. Gary Hocking has 31 for the Cats. Here's Riccardi. Very important in the third quarter. Hocking, the overlap,
Great
left foot
kick.
kicks perfect to Snell, who's been busy. His Scholl from the back line. Left foot to the leak, and the big bloke get down. He can, but he can't hang on to it. Scholl follows it up. Heavy work there on Wakeland. Beveridge, half back. Looks towards Peckett.
Free kick paid to Beveridge for a push, and I really didn't see much in it. Paid against Spinks, but certainly didn't seem to be much in it, but paid for a push in the back.
In the context of the contest, it was a very, very light one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I agree with that, Wills.
Brett Spinks should have marked that ball before. Should have took the mark.
So Beveridge, safety first along the boundary line. There's a big jump. Brett Cook. Boy from Broken Hill, Fitzroy, and now at the Saints. Back for only his second game for the year. Half forward, long kick, Trianides interferes surely with Mansfield in the front. Not paid, doesn't matter. Hocking breaks away, wobbles it to half forward. Snell, who's been busy since quarter time, given a little bit of life at half forward for the Geelong. Back to Riccardi, steps around, out he goes, one bounce. Forward handball, Kilpatrick, give it back to Riccardi. It's a low bridge in trouble. Burke attacks the ball, thumps it boundary side, and gets it.
The old 1-2, eh?
I think Dougie's getting frustrated at what he's seeing.
It needed to work, Dipper, didn't it?
Certainly did, Terry.
Why try and invent something when you're in that situation? You're better off probably just trying to get the ball quickly in your forward line and that handball over the top.
So Peckett, away he goes, Sandy.
Defends and comes back towards the centre. Crunch of players, including Sanderson, but this is Stephen Ziller going back into the centre once again. Mansfield solid on Wakeland, so too is Sean Simpson, but the bottom line is that Shane Wakeland has it. Smack in the middle of Cardinia Park. He kicks towards the 50, towards Stuart Lowe. Sanderson comes over the top. Aussie Jones and Nathan Burke are lurking down, and it is Nathan who sees it over the line. Throw it in front of the scoreboard that has the Saints at the moment by 3 straight kicks. Well, when they last won here was in round 8, 1988, and that was by 3 straight kicks. Maybe history will repeat itself as Wakeland looked for Harvey, but instead he found Sean Simpson. Simpson, a deft little stab pass towards centre wing. Hocking's had a good game. But that hand pass wasn't as good as Dougie Hawkins would have liked. It's turned over to Robert Harvey. He's chipped to half forward. Tony Brown steps around one. Goes again. Chipping in towards Everett. And he takes it unopposed. 15 out. He's got Stuart Lowe in the square if he wants him. But he decides to go back and have a shot.
You just think, Sandy, the Cats have only got themselves to blame. They've worked very, very hard here today, but their disposal and their choice to use the football's been wrong at times. And Gary Hocking has been an absolutely fantastic player today. He had 35 possessions, but that look-away handball really wasn't on.
Everett for number 4. He's just about to...
So Big Spider Everett continues to trouble opposition defences with his 4th goal, 2 in this last quarter. St Kilda through Burke, just a little kick out wide. Patrick, who's been busy, but they're a little slow because Brown was able to run him down from behind. Riccardi, off he goes again, carries the ball, left foot passes a good one towards Spinks. And that's been a long time coming. Brent Spinks played, what, nearly the first half on the interchange bench?
Correct.
When Geelong were pushing into the forward line, they never had a leading option at all. And that probably is the best forward move they've had all day in a systematic sense, Doug.
No doubt, Wills. I was sort of trying to call for him a lot earlier to come on because I was certainly going inside that 50 that we know they have today, but lacked that goal kick and pound. Relied on Lee Colburn's kicked 3 goals.
So Spinks, only 2 goals the last 3 games. His confidence is really down. He has kicked a bag of 6 and 5 a couple of times this year. But when you're a specialist full forward and you start on the interchange bench, it's a hard one. It's a big call. Young just in short. It's been the kickoff for the majority of the day, working with Zilla. Young gets the second time. Kick's not a good one. Riccardi. Time seemingly against the Cats. He needs to move it in quickly. Spinks is calling for it long. It goes towards him. He's got Brown to contend with. Brown does well for a short bloke. Young at ground level, tosses it back out. Riccardi will get another go. Simpson stands underneath it, takes the mark.
Sean Simpson just forward of
50-metre
centre.
penalty will be paid against... no, I think it's
Johnny?
against Zilla. Yeah, it's a 50-metre penalty paid against Zilla for running between the man on the mark and Peter Riccardi. So the ball will go back and the 50-metre penalty will result in the free kick being paid at about centre-half forward-ish.
Is it umpire Sheehan out there, Johnny?
Yeah, Brian Sheehan's paid the 50.
So 2 goals today have been scored with the aid of 50-metre penalties, one for Geelong and one for St Kilda.
Now we see Simpson go back to take the kick, and there Zilla ran through the man on the mark. And,
Pick up Hocking.
to pick up Hocking, and not allowed to do that once that set kick has been put in place.
Well, he's kicked just the 1 goal this year. Now he's added to that. Simpson has his first for the day, his second for the year. And the Cats have their 10th. 10-16 plays 14-9.
Yeah, certainly that 50-metre penalty gave him an opportunity to kick that goal. Simpson, here we are once again, takes that mark, and as Johnny Russo did call it, Stephen Siller did run across to try and pick up Gary Hocking, which gave him the opportunity to kick this goal, and he spent a fair bit of time on the bench too, he has, Sean Simpson.
So Sean Simpson, who started with St Kilda way back in 1988 and played 7 games in 3 years, you always want to do well against your old side, but seemingly today is not the day. Simpson got that last goal. The side goes forward again. Hocking, who's been busy, 35 disposals. Can't add to it on this occasion. The mark not paid by the umpire. He'll surely ask why. Every time he asks why.
He asks in such a polite way, but it's fantastic.
He said, umpire Sheehan, can you please play that mark to me?
Seriously, he's a great player, and probably a little bit rough that time, actually.
So the ball's bounced and Kilda win it away. Just tossed on out towards the wing, low in front. Hall, forward handball to Harvey, racking up possessions. He's had 33 of them to date. This will be 34. Surely it's a kick towards half forward. Not a good ball. Scholl getting back. Read it better than Heatley. Takes it, brings it towards his near side with a switch of play.
Asking Johnny Barnes to run. Tired legs can't quite get there. It's not a favourable bounce for either he or James Raleigh. Barnes again doing the ruck work. Mansfield and Hocking, 2 Cats waiting down in front. Mansfield has it locked up.
You think today's loss, Sandy, could be just about the end of 98 for the Cats, maybe?
I was just thinking of their run home, and it's not an easy one, Dougie. It's certainly not impossible.
To be 2 games out of the final 8 with, what, 6 weeks to go.
It's a big ask because you're reaching the stage where you're depending on other sides doing the right thing for you. So, yeah, it's not going to be easy. Beveridge and Winmar. Nicky Winmar off to Young from a standing start. He pumps it long. He wants the Spider-Man, and he's got him.
Well, just too big, just too good for the monster. That's all it was. Too big for David Mensch. Too big.
They say the little blokes can get slower, but the big blokes don't get any shorter.
Good play, this bloke.
This for number 5 from the Spider-Man. This time, away to the right. Almost 27,000 fans here this afternoon. And they're seeing a side that was beaten in the grand final last year, but are looking to make amends for that this year. Everett again is going to bring it back into play. 11 marks to Spider. Tumbling a punt in towards half forward. At the back is Luke Beveridge.
I really can't work out, Sandy, why Peter Riccardi decided to kick that ball to young James Raleigh. And, I mean, on high against Spider Everett, gave away inches. I mean, I just can't work that out.
Luke Beveridge won't mind it. He kicked 1 goal to date. That was in the second quarter. Chance for the Saints to hit the 100 in this Stuart Lowe's 250th game. Beveridge from 45 metres is going to make the distance. He's popped through another one for the Saints.
His second goal there, Luke Beveridge. He's been a very good player today. He's been good at St Kilda. How many clubs he's been at, Wills, now, Luke?
This is his third. He did Melbourne, then out with us, Hawke, at the Western Oval for a couple of years. And now it's St Kilda. And look, when we're talking about some of the St Kilda players not having a great influence on the game, he's been one of the players who's actually stepped up and filled a little bit of a void here today.
Certainly has. He's been a very handy player in their forward line under the feet, of course, Peter Everett and Stuart Lowe.
Cook out of the middle, but there's the siren as Stephen Ziller has the last kick of the day. St Kilda have broken a 10-year drought here at Kardinia Park. They haven't won since round 8, 1988, but Spider Everett, who booted 4, Jason Heatley, who booted 4, Stuart Lowe booted 2, Luke Beveridge booted 2, and Robert Harvey has racked up possessions like they're going out of fashion. They have rewritten the history books with a convincing win in the end.
Ah, yes, the Saints consolidate their spot in the top 2 while Geelong's finals hopes are virtually gone. A 24-point win with Spider Everett and Jason Heatley booting 4 each.